Good morning, I'm Erica Moke. We are breaking in now to give you a live look at an ongoing apartment fire happening right now in Squirrel Hill. This is a live look from the KDKA drone team. You can see just how massive these plumes of smoke are coming from this apartment building on Forward Avenue in Squirrel Hill. Firefighters still attacking this fire defensively. It has been burning now for about 3 hours. Our Ross Godani has been on scene for us all morning, gathering the very latest. Ross, the last time we spoke, a portion of the building had just collapsed. Bring us up to speed here.
Yeah, that was certainly surprising during that live interview. A significant portion of this building's roof just let go. Give you an idea of what we have. You have already pointed out this began at or about 8:21. Residents smelled smoke. They weren't really sure what was going on. Several were asleep. They heard the alarms going off. They managed to get out of here. This is what we know about this fire at this time. I'm going to step out of the way. Right now, it's believed to have started possibly in a kitchen on the 3rd floor. And after that, the fire grew and crept along the roof on the 3rd floor. It was so intense, partial wall collapses on the facade of the building began. And that's when you heard the incident commander blow the horn on several pieces of apparatus, signaling firefighters to get out of the building if you are in it. Now, since then, it's been what they call a surround and drown operation or defensive operation, aerial trucks hitting it from the top. But interestingly enough, there's an electrical fire, we've been told, underneath the building that's burning, and they're still trying to put that out. So they literally are dealing with a fire above as well as below. Now, just to give you an idea about how this building is constructed, it's as a common facade, which I might add also collapsed during this, and several different structures were part of it. Now, I spoke to a person familiar with the building. He says there were 44 units in there, only 30 appear to have been occupied. Dozens of residents managed to escape the smoke and flames and were rescued and removed by firefighters. All, as we know it right now, are accounted for.
We have our Office of Emergency Management and also the Red Cross from Pennsylvania and Salvation Army, all three groups working together to get them some immediate necessities, get them to the Jewish Community Center, and then also work from there on getting them some temporary accommodations, because quite clearly you can see behind me, this building is not going to be habitable.
One of the more heartbreaking aspects of all of this, and we spoke to several people throughout the morning, is their pets are in there. There may be a dog or a cat, several cats inside. They were not able to get out. As you just heard, Kara Cruz, spokesperson for the city of Pittsburgh, safety, that it's likely that no one's in there and no animals likely survived. And it's going to be difficult, if impossible, to go and find them if they are alive. But that is one thing. Another thing is this fire, which continues to burn, although they seem to have gotten quite a handle on it. It is hardly out at this point. That is the latest from Squirrel Hill. Erica, back to you.
All right, Ross, and just to recap there, 44 units in the building, at least 30 occupied. We know the people who were believed to be in that building at the time were able to get out safely. No injuries reported at this point. So that's some good news there. But again, this is still a dangerous situation for the firefighters that are on scene. So we're going to monitor that for you. We're also monitoring all of the roads in that immediate area. A lot of closures right now. This is causing a bit of a traffic situation as well. For that, we want to go to KDKA's John Shumway, our traffic expert, to help us kind of get a better idea on the maps at where this is happening and how to get around it.
Yeah, and there's some smoke concern, too, that I'll get into in just a second. But let's go into the area that we're talking about. This is right at the Squirrel Hill interchange with the Parkway East. And this is Forward Avenue. So when you come off, if you're coming from the city going to Squirrel Hill, you'd come off, come to the corner, and turn left to come up into Squirrel Hill. The fire is actually in the second building on the right, after you go underneath the parkway. And so as a result, because of all the fire apparatus and everything else, not only is Forward Avenue closed, so is the entrance ramp to get onto the inbound Parkway East at this hour. Now, a little bit further here, let me just take you up to the corner. This is the corner of Forward and Murray. There's the Get-Go on the corner, there's the Starbucks next door, and that is entering the main business district of Squirrel Hill along Murray Avenue. Now, if by chance you have some reason that you need to go to Squirrel Hill today, and you're going to come up by way of the Parkway, I will tell you that you can get to that location, but you're going to have to kind of go around your elbow to get to your neck, because you're going to have to come off Beechwood Boulevard, come up to Monitor Street, back to Beechwood again. Beechwood winds around, and it'll get you into the backside of Squirrel Hill. Now, if you're in the Squirrel Hill area, you're trying to access the Parkway. Your best bet is to go up to Forbes Avenue. You can either go to Regent Square and come back down to the Parkway entrance if you're going eastbound. If you're going westbound, just take Forbes Avenue, go up Belfield to Fifth Avenue and go through Oakland in order to get to your destination. Now, I want to go back to the Squirrel Hill Tunnel for just a second, because this is the Squirrel Hill Tunnel building right there. Tunnel crews are closely monitoring the smoke because the air intake for the Squirrel Hill Tunnel is in that building. There are actually two, one on each end of the tunnel. So the air intake draws the air in, then mixes it with the tunnel air in order to make sure the people driving through the tunnel have good air to breathe. Tunnel crews are monitoring the smoke. So far, most of the smoke has gone away from the tunnel, but just about 15 minutes or so ago, in fact, if we can take the picture, you see the smoke going up, and on the right-hand side, you see where the traffic is coming out of the tunnel. You see how close we're talking about. The proximity is very close, and the intakes for the air are on the backside of that big tunnel building that you see as you go through the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. So if the smoke does shift that direction, they could have to shut down the Parkway. But at this point, they do not feel like it is a problem that the smoke is impinging on the air in the tunnel, but they are monitoring it minute by minute to keep an eye on exactly what the situation is. And of course, Erica, we're going to keep an eye on that as well. That could be an issue, but right now, the smoke is drifting in the correct direction in order to keep the Parkway open.
All right, John, let's hope it stays that way. We are going to continue to monitor this breaking news for you from every angle there. That was a live look from the drone, giving you an idea of all of that smoke that is billowing from that apartment building on Forward Avenue in Squirrel Hill. Again, no injuries reported so far. We are going to have much more coverage coming up at noon right here on KDKA. In the meantime, you can always check in at KDKA.com for updates. Let's send you back to your regular programming now.